So, live pictures now, we could see Chinese President Xi Jinping and his wife, Madame Peng Liyuan, being received and greeted by French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife. Well, this visit coincides with the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. They've shared long-lasting friendships, and France was the first Western country to recognize the People's Republic of China. And together, the two countries have explored different possibilities in terms of education, trade and investment, cultural links as well. And now they're trying to expand their cooperation to more fields, including energy cooperation, working together on climate change. And most recently, we've seen the French equipment being sent up into the moon on China's latest Chang'e 6 lunar mission. Live pictures now from Les Invalides in Paris. A welcoming ceremony is being held for the Chinese head of state. This is Chinese President Xi Jinping's first overseas visit in 2024. So as we mentioned, this is his third state visit to France and also the first visit there in 5 years. Also his first visit to the region, to Europe, in 5 years. And this visit is seen as a reciprocal visit by French President Emmanuel Macron last year to Beijing. So on Monday, that's the first day of the visit to France. The two heads of state will take this opportunity to talk bilateral cooperation and other issues of international importance. And day 2 of the visit will see more personal contact. French President Macron is expected to take President Xi to Pyrenees, a mountainous region that French President Macron holds dear to. He spent his childhood time there visiting his grandmother. The two heads of state have met on many occasions during their presidency. Now, a little bit more background about Les Invalides. It's a museum and memorial dedicated to France's military history. Originally commissioned by Louis XIV to provide shelter for injured soldiers. Les Invalides now houses a vast collection of military equipment, weapons, trophies, and tombs of various French military leaders. And this is a welcoming ceremony for Chinese President Xi Jinping, making his state visit to France. And this is the first port of call for him as he embarks on a journey to 3 European nations: France, Serbia, and Hungary. Earlier on today, President Xi and President Macron also held talks with President. Now, national anthem of the People's Republic of China. Now that was national anthem of the Republic of France. This is a welcoming ceremony hosted by President Emmanuel Macron for visiting Chinese President Xi Jinping. The two heads of state are inspecting the guards of honor. President Xi Jinping and his wife, Madame Peng Liyuan, are being received by French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife, Brigitte Macron. President Xi Jinping began his state visit to France. Expectations are high that the two heads of state are going to use this opportunity to take bilateral relations to a higher level. And together they will be discussing a wide range of issues on the bilateral sphere and also other issues of international importance. The conflict in the Middle East, in Ukraine, trade and investment, and cooperation in cultural, climate change, science and technology, and the education sectors. Well, President Xi's visit in 2024 coincides with the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between China and France. President Macron visited Beijing, visited China last April. Live pictures now from Les Invalides. The two heads of state will be meeting for bilateral talks later today, and then they will be joined by other business leaders at an economic forum. And later in the evening, they will join their delegation for a state banquet. Now, as we mentioned earlier, this is a grand welcoming ceremony hosted by President Macron for visiting Chinese President Xi Jinping. It's being held at Les Invalides. It's a museum and memorial dedicated to France's military history. It was originally commissioned by Louis XIV to provide shelter for injured soldiers, and it now houses a vast collection of military equipment, weapons, trophies, and tombs of various French military leaders. Highlights include Napoleon's iconic bighorn hat and the Dome Church, which since 1861 has been home to the monumental tomb of Napoleon Bonaparte. Chinese President Xi Jinping is embarking on a three-nation tour to Europe, and France is his first stop. Later on Tuesday, he will be traveling to Serbia, and the last leg will be in Hungary. So right ahead of President Xi's visit, he published on a signed article at Le Figaro saying that there are clearly three messages for this visit. China's going to open up more to the wider world and will uphold peace and stability. wives of the two heads of state, Madame Peng Liyuan and Mrs. Brigitte Macron. And President Xi also said that the cooperation between China and France will be mutually beneficial for both countries, in the sense that the two countries could align their development goals. China, its modernization drive, and for France, using green innovation for its reindustrialization. China and France have enjoyed momentum in their trade, foreign direct investment, but then French authorities and European authorities have also been trying to make the case of trade deficit, an issue that's likely to be addressed